Growth therapy. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Hi guys, it's me, Stefanie Maegan, your host of Breakup Therapy. I guess the fuck what?
I'm back so soon.
So soon, it's Rachel W. in the motherfucking building.
I'm here.
Oh, well, Rachel, how are you?
What's going on? What is going on?
Wow, that episode was like, I don't know. I feel like, okay, when did we record that episode? Like a month and a half ago?
It wasn't that long ago.
It wasn't that long ago.
It was July. It was like middle of July.
Yeah, it was, I feel like July, why I feel like it's like July 12th or something like that.
It honestly, should we check?
No, it's fine. But a lot has happened, and that episode was like, again, the day that everything fucking went down, and you literally saved my life. You were like the perfect person for that episode.
I know. I think you texted me the day before.
No, the day of.
Oh, the day of. Oh, it was the day of.
Yeah, and I was like, what are you doing tonight?
I was like, nothing. In quarantine, you have no excuse for anyone.
Exactly.
You're just like, I'm doing nothing. Like
I think I said,
night.
like, I have an emergency pod. Like, we need to talk.
That's when I knew.
Yeah.
You did the SOS.
I was like, bitch, we got to fucking do this.
I came running.
And you were the perfect person because literally I felt like I just had so much emotions, and you're someone who just like literally just like, you're just so calm and so sweet. Even Rose said it in that episode.
I loved her shout outs.
Yeah.
Should I give it a moment?
Yeah, give it a moment. Here we go.
We've finally DM'd, and we've decided that our new communication portal is just going to be through the podcast. So hi, Rose. We love you. I love you.
I know. She loves you. She's just like, I met her in my dreams. I was like, that's kind of creepy, but that's fine.
I loved it. Oh my God. I kept like, because she gave me like 2 shout outs.
She did. Yeah. In the first, like the beginning and at the end.
I loved it. I felt like
so
a
good.
queen.
I know. She loves you.
I love her.
But you were perfect just because you were like kind of my punching bag.
You needed it.
I did. But like, it felt so good. And honestly, like, I was so hesitant on like putting that episode up, like, because it was just so personal.
Yeah.
You know, and like, so much has happened since the episode. And I feel like this episode, I kind of just want to like almost just close a chapter.
That's smart. Yeah.
Because I'm just so ready to like move on. And I feel like this episode is really not necessarily needed, but at the same time, because it's not needed because I'm just so tired of talking about him.
No, but I think when we talked about it a month or a half ago or whatever, it was raw. It had just happened. You hadn't processed what had happened. And
I was processing in that like very moment.
And there was rage still there, like rage, anger, sadness. And you probably, of course, still feel those things, but you've had time to digest and like really evaluate what happened, how it made you feel, how you feel now.
Girl. So much has happened. Like, it's crazy because at the end of the episode, I was just like, I'm done. Like, I'm so much more confident now and all that stuff. And like, I think in the moment, because I was just like so finished with everything, I was like, okay, we're done here. We're done here. But like, of course, breakups sometimes aren't just so cold turkey.
I don't think they're ever cold turkey.
No, like there's some.
I don't really know. I mean, like at the end of the first relationship I had, it was cold turkey, but that was like the 4th time we had broken up. And then it was finally like, okay, no.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure every breakup is pretty messy.
Yeah, like I feel like breakups are just like such a process. It's not just like one conversation. There's just like so much that kind of happens in the breakup phase.
It's a 5-course meal.
It's a 5-course meal. It's not just like, okay, we're done, or okay, you cheated, bye. And maybe that's a case for a lot of people, but for me, like, I'm someone who like needs answers. Like, I'm someone that like is going to evaluate every single thing of what happened, what led up to this, and what they're thinking, and how, you know, like maybe just even hoping like maybe he'll ask for me back or something like that. Like, there's just so much shit that like happens, and that's why I feel like it's important to talk about it, because like it like I know I'm not the only one that goes through it. No. And it felt so good. It felt so healing to see that like a lot of people related to that episode. Like they were like, yo, like you really helped me. Like, oh my God, I'm going through the same exact thing. And like it's just crazy, you know? And I mean, I feel so good for what I do. It felt like really satisfying for like just for what I do and why I did it. Cause I was questioning like, is this too much? Well, you know, like I was like, oh my God, like, am I just going to make him look horrible? Like I was worried about how people were going to perceive him.
No, but my honest opinion is that it was a beautiful thing for you to do that. Not only for yourself, of course, this is your like form of therapy, but look at the response you got from it. It is so rare for girls, guys too, but like especially girls who are in somewhat of, I'm not calling your relationship toxic, but
it was toxic.
It was okay. All right, I can say it. Okay, I can say it. It was toxic.
It was toxic.
It was toxic. But I think it's really important. Like I look back at myself when I was in a toxic relationship, I would have killed to have some form of media or like, I'm sure there's blogs out there, but this podcast is something that people can relate to in so many ways because you cover everything, and so people start to connect with you. And so I think it was such a beautiful thing for you to be so raw and vulnerable. That's scary.
It was trust me, it was so scary. That's why I had to do that intro part. I was like, we're not calling him an asshole, you guys, because it just was like I couldn't. It was so hard to just put it out there because I didn't want to like narrate the story for him to be awful, even though like he did that to himself. But I just was like, this is not about him. This is just about the toxicity of the relationship and healing and breakups and, you know, doing too much for someone. And
I think that episode was really important. I think it was really important for you, but more importantly, I think it was really important for a lot of younger girls too. You know, you kind of learn as you get older through trial and error, what to expect, what not to, what you'll put up with, what you won't. And I think it was just a really important thing for people to hear, you know, to be able to really feel like they're not alone when they're going through it.
Yeah, no, honestly,
I commend you.
Thank you.
You're strong.
Oh, man. And like, it was like, I got so many messages, and trust me, I read every single one. It just was like so hard to like respond to people because I just was like, I don't know, like as open as I am, like there is a part of me that just wants to hide. So like as soon as
you're still going through it.
Yeah, exactly. Where it was like, oh no, like everyone knows. But it's just like at the same time, I just was like, you know what? Like this is for a good cause. And, you know, quite honestly, like, because we recorded the episode and then it just sat on the shelf for a little bit because I had other episodes to put out, whatever. So I kind of was like sitting on like, should I put this out or not? You know,
I was actually wondering too. I was like, I wonder if, because it was such a fresh wound, I was like, I'm curious to see whether or not she sits on it.
Yeah.
You know, I was really happy that you did though. Cause I really think it was important.
It was. Yeah. And like, I felt like a lot of things were like, it's like there was like a lot of technical difficulties with like exporting and editing and stuff that it was like, it's just the world telling me not to put this out, but I still kept like doing it, you know? And like, there was a lot of fear because I knew he was going to see it, and he did, and he watched it.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Tell me.
Okay, we'll get to it. But yeah, so after the episode, of course it wasn't aired right away. So after the episode, I definitely we still talked pretty much like every day. Just me crying and crying and crying, just trying to like understand what was going on, you know, and like why he did this to me. And like,
what was his tone?
He felt bad. He was definitely like letting me cry to him, but he was just like, you know, he knew that he had to pick me or her. Your face right now.
Trying to keep it together.
Yeah. So it was like, okay, so he just, you know, he was like, he's like, I have to make a decision. If it's, you know, me or her. So I was like, damn, like, so you guys are like, does she want to get back with you? And he was like, yeah, she will do anything for me. Anything to get back with him. Your face.
Okay. So
Yeah.
so many problems I have with this, but at the same time, and not to play devil's advocate because he's the devil. Just kidding. I'm just kidding. We're not hating on him.
You know what though? Here's the thing.
Just a protective friend.
Where you're being a protective friend, and I am annoyed of myself that I've tried to protect him as well. And I'm not saying I'm going to come on here just trying to like fucking try to fight him or be vindictive in any way, but like I'm only now going forward going to only defend myself. And like even in the Rose episode, I still fucking defended him in that friendship episode. I still did. I was being very in the middle, and like listening back, I'm like, yo, no, like he put me in that position.
Okay, but I have to stop you.
Okay.
I have to stop you.
Okay.
That I agree. At this point, you're probably thinking, I'll never do that again. I don't want to make that mistake because I don't want to look stupid or whatever.
Yeah, I don't want to look stupid anymore.
But it says so much to your character and who you are as a lover that was the action that you took. You stood by him no matter
even after
what's
he
happened
cheated.
now. Yeah, no matter what bad has come, at that moment in time, you felt the loyalty towards him and you showed that. Right. And I think that's a very commendable quality that I don't think you should be so quick to abandon. I think you should know that like that is a very beautiful quality to have as a lover, to like have your man's back. And now you can look back and be like, well, I shouldn't have had his back. But I think in the future, when a man earns your trust, loyalty, and respect again, you should bring those qualities back.
Amen, Rachel. Just claps for Rachel. That was fucking great.
No, but I really think it was such a beautiful, I mean, even if I were Rose, you know, in that episode, there'd be a part of me that would understand too, where, you know, that's, what are you supposed to do? Where does your you should definitely always still have loyalty towards your friends. I'm not saying abandon that.
But it was just very like stuck in between of like, where do I go? Like how do I just, cause I want to be loyal to everyone, you know, but like, I don't know. Yeah. It's just that was the thing. It's like afterwards it was just like this question of like loyalty and commitment, you know. I started to feel like, you know, not gonna lie, I was obviously just frustrated because there was a woman who's able to give more. I know. You flinched.
Sorry.
I know, but I'm talking about my process at that moment because now I'm not thinking like that. But in that moment, this is what I was thinking. You're like, but that's how I was feeling. I was like, damn, like, shit, like she could really, you know, like honestly give her fucking everything, you know. And I just kind of looked at me and I was like, is that why guys don't like commit to me? Is because they don't feel like I could really commit to them. Like I started to like kind of question like my loyalty, you know, and like how I was as a girlfriend, and like I feel like weird saying that now because I don't believe any of that anymore. But that's just what I just started questioning. Of course, like when something bad like that happens to you, you're like, fuck, what did I do wrong? You know?
And then you compare yourself.
I compare, yeah.
That's never healthy.
Yeah, and it just like, and I told him, I was like, yo, this is not fair to like to be almost in competition with someone, you know? Like he was just, you know, he was just like, well, I don't know. I don't even know where to begin, but like it was just a lot of back and forth of discussion of like what he wanted, you know, because he told me, he was like, look, she is someone who will literally do anything for me. If I say, hey, pack your bags and move to Alabama, she'd pack her bags and move to Alabama, you know. Your face.
I'm not showing any emotion. I'm not saying anything.
But she comes with more responsibilities because she does have children. And then there's me, where how he described it was this shiny new thing with all these great qualities. And I'm able to, like, if we stick together and like continue the relationship, eventually we'll start a family of our own, you know, when the time is right. And I'll get to that. Start a family of our own. But the only thing that he has to deal with is, you know, me having the show and being very public and being friends with people he wasn't really cool with.
I know you totally have to like feed the show, change the show's diapers.
Right.
You have to take the show to school. It's so much responsibility.
It's so much responsibility. So much responsibility. It's just a lot. I know, but I know what you're saying. It's sarcasm, but I totally get it. Because I'm like, oh, okay. He's like, I mean, he's like, yo, any man would take that for sure. He's like, but like, you know, I would never move to Alabama. I would never make those sacrifices. And here's the thing, like, if we were like married and shit and like really committed in a good ass relationship, yo, I would do sacrifices. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know about Alabama, but like we'll figure something out. Like I'll
middle ground.
We'll find a middle ground. We'll work for it, you know? And like it just, I don't know. And there was so much back and forth, and like I still just felt so like uneasy of where we were standing, because it was still a lot of like, he was just still saying like, you know, I love you. He's like, but he was also just like, I feel like, why are you calling me at the same time? Because, you know, I feel like this is for the show. Like, and even though like I'm super depressed, I don't know. It was just so much. I'm like having to like talk and relive it. But and pretty much like of course, after a breakup, you know, for me at least, I am just, and we all know this, I've said it loud and proud on the pod, I am a psycho lurker. I fucking research.
We all research.
Yes, I know, but like,
we're scientists.
I'm a little like, it's like shit, you already know you're depressed, like make myself even more depressed by looking, like it's fucked up, you know, but like I can't help it. It's like I need answers, you know? And so I like went on her Facebook and saw that literally like the day that he like cheated on me, she put her relationship status to in a relationship on Facebook.
Oh, so he already chose.
Yeah. And meanwhile, he's still having a conversation with me saying, you know, I'm still figuring it out. So I'm like, okay. And finally, in one of the many conversations that we had, I just said, look, like, just be with her. I was like, first off, I called him one night, and I said, right after I saw the Facebook thing, and I said, are you with her? Are you guys official? And he was like, are you serious right now? And I was like, and I caught myself going crazy, and I was like, no, I'm just asking, but it's fine. I'll just talk to you later. I tried to like play it off. I was like, it's fine. I'll just talk to you later. And then I hung up, and I was like, oh fuck, okay. I should have just like, because I immediately, once I saw the in a relationship, I called him and was like, yo.
Oh, I would have
seen single?
Red. I would have seen red.
Yeah, but I like caught myself in the act of like fucking crazy. And I was like, okay, I need to calm down, because we're technically not together, but I'm still really, whatever. So I just kind of played it cool, whatever. And he calls me back 2 seconds later, and he's like, okay, for real, that I can't, like, why the fuck are you calling me in the middle of the night asking me if I'm in a relationship with her? Like, we need to talk about this. What's going on? And he just got so like heated.
He got mad?
Yeah.
He's
like, yo, like, we're not going to talk anymore if you just literally just hit me up just accusing me of shit.
Oh, he's inconvenienced?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And so, but I just kind of like, I don't know, it was such a tough time, you guys. Like, I'm kind of blacking out of what happened. But I just pretty much what it came down to was like, I just told him, you know, okay, like, look, I don't like being an option, for one. I hate this feeling. And I'm still in my head, as fucked up as it is, I'm still in my head making excuses on why her relationship status says in a relationship. I'm still in my head defending him. Like, oh, maybe she just like doesn't really know, but he's still just deciding like, but he still like loves me, probably still wants to be with me anyway. Like, I don't know. Like, it's just so twisted. I'm like, oh, he's gonna pick me.
Right. Well, I think, and this is what I was starting to say earlier about not trying to play devil's advocate. If you kind of think about it, when you got into this, it was always an option thing.
Yeah. Always.
It's been
She
an
was
option
always
thing
there.
since day one.
Yeah.
It was either you or it was her from day one. And it's
Mm-hmm.
so easy to get caught up in it and the romance and the excitement and the love that you romanticize it. So you look at it in your view of reality.
I honestly, like, I understood her in that moment where I was like, but I don't know why I still felt like, oh no, he's gonna pay. Like, I just was stupid. I just was like, oh my God, like maybe, like, I don't know. I kind of did not try to think about it or try to just like act like I didn't care or whatever. Like, I didn't want to like face the facts that he already chose her. You know,
well,
I wanted
were
to,
in love.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
what happened.
And it was just too painful to have all of this be like fucking shoved in my face all at once, you know?
And honestly, when you're in love, even when you're faced with like the most amount of like toxicity or drama or whatever, the thought of losing them is so terrifying. Even when you know you shouldn't be with, you like feel it head to toe, gut feeling, I shouldn't be here. But it's so
like a drug.
It's like a drug. It's terrifying. Yeah. And so you want to tell yourself whatever you need to tell yourself so you don't get closer to the inevitable day.
Yeah.
But it's always going to come.
It's always going to come.
Yeah.
And it just like, I don't know. It just like, I was just, it was just a lot of like thought process. At one point I was like, no, I don't need him. And then the other side of me is like, fuck it. Just fucking say it. Like, just let him know how you feel. Like, you just need to finally really one last time, just really fucking say it, you know? And so I just told him, I was like, look, like, I am so in love with you that I'm willing to take you back after what you just did. Under the circumstance of us building a foundation, we need to learn to trust each other. I need to know that she's not in the picture and that it's done and it's all me. Like, we are going to, like pretty much build a foundation to eventually have a successful relationship and a family one day, you know?
Right.
And, like, and because the thing is, sorry, I'm, like, all over the place. just shooting this shit. But because the thing is, he was also saying how he wants kids now. And she'll give that to him.
Where'd that come from?
I know. I'm sorry. I'm shooting this shit all over the place.
Where did that come from?
Out of nowhere. I mean, I could see the signs because there was points where he didn't want me to have birth control or whatever. Like, but he finally admitted to me, like, through all of this, saying, I want a family now.
Interesting.
He's like, I want kids now. And
do you think maybe because he's back in Alabama?
Yeah, well, it's also because I don't want to get into his like private situation going on, but it's just a lot of like family is really important right now, and he's just really just wants to make sure that he continues just being like this family person, you know. So he just is like, I just want a family now. And I said, look, like, I'll give you kids, but not right now.
No.
I was like, I'd like,
no.
Not right now. But here's the thing. I want to be a mother someday. You know, like, that's not something for me is like scary to say. Like, I will give you children. I want children too, but I don't want that right now. First off, we need to build a foundation. That's what I said. So if you're going to get back with me, we need to build a foundation of trust and security and all of this stuff, just so that, and then also enjoy our relationship, travel together. Like, get this motherfucking bag. Let's buy a fucking house. You know what I mean? And then have kids. But, you know, his goals are a little different than mine. It just doesn't match up with what I want.
Well, you know? But you know what all of that is to him, too, in the scheme of, like, having options? That's work.
That is. Yes.
That's work.
Exactly. And that's what I said. I was like, if you want me.
She's the easy route.
Right. As shiny and great as I am, it's not just handed to you. Like, we have to put in work, because you know what? If we actually put in the work, this shit would be fucking fire. Like, this life would be great. Like, that, because that's what I'm striving for. Right. And I said, if you are striving for that, like, buckle in and let's fucking work on it. Like, we have to have the same fucking mindset, or else this is not going to work. You can't come back with me with any doubt, with any concerns or any insecurities. Like, we have to know that we're in this shit together.
Right.
And he still couldn't even give me an answer. Because he was just like, I just, you know, and like.
This reminds me of the beginning and him being with his girlfriend, but it was long distance.
But then I was the convenience.
Work.
Yes.
And you were the convenient option.
Yeah.
And so at the end of the day, still feel how you feel, go through the emotions, the grief, everything. But just remember that it's not, I don't even think it's really about you or her. It's literally
it's
convenience.
Him.
It's all,
him.
I mean, that's
like,
so,
it's him.
It's him. It's always easy because at the end of the day, it has always been on him. But truly, this truly shows that it's him making convenient choices.
Yeah. He just wants someone to, because she will literally, I mean, shit, I don't want to talk too much about her, but like, yeah, it just literally like, she will do what it takes, and maybe just her goals match up with it. I don't know, whatever. But like, you know, and she's willing, if she already has a family, she's willing to expand on that and have kids in Alabama. It's fine. Like, and I just was like, I could not in my heart, you know, like do it. I said, hey, like, honestly, if I didn't have this show, you guys, like, I'm gonna be real. If I didn't have this show, I probably would have moved to like, not Alabama, let's be real. I would have moved to like Atlanta or something, and like would have, nice. Yeah, I would have done something there like that's similar to like my 9 to 5. You know what I mean? But because I have this, and this is something that I've been working at for fucking years. I've been fucking working my ass off for years for this shit and it's getting traction. I'm like, yo, I can't. I'm sorry, I can't. You know? And I just said like, so if you want to be with me, like, I could take you back, but under these fucking circumstances. And he just still couldn't give me, like, it was never like any direct answer of like what he wanted. He was still kind of like, I don't know, you know, and just like he just needed to sit on it or whatever. And I still hated that. That to me was already an answer, because I want someone to really fucking be like, yo, you're my woman. I don't give a fuck. Let's do this.
He gave his answer day one.
Yeah.
I mean, and I don't mean that to be harsh, but
it's true. It's not
for
harsh
someone
anymore, yeah.
For someone to cheat on someone, and I have no idea how he felt about it. Maybe he did have a hard time sleeping at night,
yeah,
or whatever his emotions.
I think he felt. I'll give it to him. He did feel bad.
I'm sure
he did.
I'm sure he
but
felt bad.
He's probably like, hell yeah, whatever. It's fine now.
Right.
Yeah. So, you know, I put up the episode because I'm like, clearly her Facebook status says in a relationship, and you know, you're not picking me at this point. You're silenced. You're not.
He's made it loud and clear.
He's made it loud and clear.
Yeah.
You know, I'm already taking this as a breakup, and like I don't feel like you're coming back. You know, so I put up that episode, but the beginning snippet, if you guys remember, but I was like, don't call him an asshole, ha 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 ha. The people pleaser in me, like, sent that to him. And was like, see, look, I'm still doing what I'm doing, but I'm not, you know, hey, like, I'm not, you know, no one's going to attack you. He never responded. So I was like, okay, whatever. So I put up the episode. And I didn't hear from him. I was like, okay. And then one day, I looked on his Instagram, and he makes her his profile picture.
I was not expecting that.
I know, this is a mess. This is like, I've been going through it, you know?
What?
Yeah. Yeah.
Just her?
Just her.
That's so confusing.
It's so stupid.
That's so confusing.
It's so confusing. So my heart dropped, and I called him, bawling my eyes out, and I was like, I couldn't breathe. Like, I literally was hyperventilating. I was like, so this, like, you're with her. And he was like, well, you put up the episode. So I said, fuck it. Like, I'm going to just be all in with her. I'm going to commit to her. Like, it's her. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Which we all knew that was going to happen. You know what I mean? I knew in my heart, but it was just like, that was the final, like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
You know, and I fucking, that day was the day that I cried the most. Like, I've been crying every single day since the breakup, but.
Well, that's when the hope left.
Yeah.
Like,
the hope. Yeah.
I think that's what when we were talking about how relationships never end cold turkey, I honestly believe that the reason they take so long, or they're dragged out, or they're messy, or they can't just be one and done, is because one or both parties always hold on to the like little piece of hope.
Yeah.
And as soon as that hope is gone, that's when you can move on.
And that all hope was fucking shattered at that moment. Like, it was I ugly cried, you guys. Like, I was like literally like just fucking screaming, like crying, you know, like it was that bad. And it just felt on her Facebook status, like, I'm so happy you found a guy who'll do anything. Okay, sorry, I don't know. And it just was like, oh, wow. And it like, thank God for my friends, because I swear to God, like, I didn't understand what gaslighting was until I was with him. And that is literally what he did to me. Like, pure fucking gaslighting from day fucking one of all fucking issues. It was always something that I did wrong, that I caused all of this. And like, that was the final thing. It was like, well, I put up my episode, and he was like, all right, as like if like a way to be like, well, fuck you too, and just shove it in my face. It's like, yo, if you're gonna put her as your profile picture, do that for her. Don't do that for me. Like, it's just, yeah. And and he pretty much was just like, he pretty much said, you will never understand me. She is from where I'm from, and she gets me. You don't get me.
He's still gaslighting you.
Yeah. 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 I was like, you cheated on me, and here I am still fucking feeling guilty for all your fucking actions.
He's immature. That's all that is.
I don't even think it's even immature. I just think it's just him as
but that's you. That's you, and you're gonna feel that way because you were personally attacked by it. But as a bystander who also feels that, but can like look at it rationally from the outside, every single one of his actions from day one, being cheating on his girlfriend with you, continuing to, instead of just breaking it off there, every single action he's made by gaslighting, everything he's said to you, it's all immaturity, which is laughable that he wants a family right now, because he needs to be strong. He's got to be strong for, you have to be strong for kids. You can't just, when things get hard, blame it on someone and go about your life.
Right.
You're not going to heal from that. It's going to fuck someone up. Like, that's what someone does when they're used to getting their way. Exactly.
And I just feel like, thank God for my friends, because of course with all of that, like, gaslighting and the guilt, like, I was easily just falling into like a spiral of like, oh my God, like I did this. Like, if I didn't put up the episode, like this, he would have, cause he's like, if you didn't put up the episode, he's like, he said, I was considering getting back with you until you put up that episode. Rachel can't even look at me right now. He said those words, and I was like, what? Are you kidding me? I was like,
he never meant that.
He was not going to do that, but he's
trying to hurt you.
Yeah. And like, I was seeing that. I mean, I was going down a spiral, but I was like, holy shit. It was just like going down a spiral and like realizing like, oh my God. Like, this is just, because I know me. Like, I know me. Mm-hmm. And I never meant to hurt him. Like, and the fact that he's trying to find reasons and he's reaching for reasons to fucking like hurt me, putting up a picture of her. Bruh, like, do that for her. Don't do that for me. That's fucked up.
That's fucked up for her.
It's fucked up for her.
But it sounds like she's fine with it. So it's like, all right.
There you go. That's your man now.
That's her problem.
That's your problem.
Her problem.
Yeah. So, yeah. And I just, like, it was a lot of healing that I've been having to do. And I'm not going to say that I'm completely healed, but I will strongly say that I feel so much better now. And it's been a lot of like just crying. Like I've just cried so much and just I did not shame myself for the way that I was feeling, you know, and thank God for my friends for like, you know, obviously I had moments where I'm like, oh my God, like this happened. And if, you know, he loves her and he just doesn't love me. And they're like, yo, wake the fuck up right now, bitch. Like, you almost had kids. Like, you would have probably moved to Alabama. Like, no, bitch. Like, you're winning. Like, I've had just so many people just being like, girl, trust me. Like, just trying to, like, like, it's like, I know it, but then when you're so in love and so hurt and, like, rejected, it's like, you just get in this just like, why am I not good enough, you know? And it's just like, even though I know deep down this is just something that's not real, but like I don't know, it's just so mind fucking. It's so mind fucking being fucking gaslighted like that. Like if you would have just owned up and said, yo, I fucked up, you don't deserve me, or like I can't do this is not worth it for me. Like if he just owned up to his shit, it would have been a different story. And not saying I would get back, whatever, but like it just wouldn't have been so mind fucking. So it was a lot of just letting myself cry, talking about it, and just trying to just like think in a logical way and take my emotions out of it and just remind myself of who the fuck I am. You know, like I just been showering myself with gifts.
Good.
I've been
seeing. I'm like, yes.
I've just been, you know, like I bought new hair extension. Like I just, you know, it's not all material shit, but I've just, you know, I've taken a break. Like
you're focusing on yourself,
right?
Which you haven't done.
I haven't. I feel like I have though. That's the thing. I feel like that's been kind of healing in my, like, that's been helping me heal. Is that like I have been working on myself before him, during him, and after him, to the point where like maybe we were kind of on the same level, and now I'm a little bit up here because I've been continuing to work on myself, but he just couldn't catch up. So he's just like, well, fuck, and went somewhere else.
Right.
You know, and it's like, now I just have another part to kind of heal and work on myself. I feel like I'm always working on myself.
As you should be.
Exactly. So I feel like that's why it's helped me heal, because it's like, well, shit, like I'm on my shit right now. You know what I mean? Like this, I just need to like keep going. Like I know that I got this, you know?
This is why therapy is important.
Yes, exactly. And having friends and just knowing yourself and like what you love. Like it just made me love this show even more. Yeah. You know? So I'm like, bro, you can fuck up all you want. Like, because it's like at one point I started to feel like, holy shit, because he would say that I was vindictive, all this stuff. So I was like, holy God, like, am I fucking vindictive? And I'm like, no, I am not. I fucking laid my heart out, not even in a way that I was trying to get back at him. I did this because this made me feel good.
Right.
And it didn't make me feel good. It honestly, it made me feel like shit that he looked like shit, if anything. But it just made me feel good because I just needed to express myself. This is who I am. I am someone that expresses myself. I need to talk it out. I need to like share my story. I need to talk to my friends about it. Like, this is how I cope.
And it's a beautiful, beautiful quality.
And he fucking shamed me for it.
Yeah.
And that's the part that like, I'm like, God, no, like, yeah.
Honestly, I felt this way too when I got out of my toxic relationship. I know you might not connect with this at this moment. Maybe you connect a little bit, but I guarantee you, I promise you, with every fiber of my being, within, I don't know what the time is going to be. Maybe it's in a few months, maybe it's in a year, maybe it's a few years. You are going to look back and thank the heavens that he cheated on you.
Yeah.
You are.
I'm already thinking that.
Yeah, okay, good.
I'm like, thank God you cheated on me, because I would have been stuck there. What if I got pregnant? What if I went to fucking Alabama and got fucking pregnant?
But even listen to you with your communications before you put out the episode, where it was like him back and forth, and you still held on to that hope. And then the picture came and it crushed you. And I'm so sorry that it did, because I feel that. I felt it for you. It's not a good thing to go through. But at the end of the day, it was the best thing for you to go through. Oh my God, the best. The best.
The fucking best.
Because otherwise you'd still be in it, you'd still be back and forth, or maybe it would come in a few years and then you'd be stuck with kids. Like, this was a saving grace.
Honestly, literally the Lord, my grandma, the stars was at that moment looking out for me, because I was a little concerned about my birth control. Like, I was like, it was getting kind of get difficult getting the right one, and I was like,
some time,
and it takes some time. Yeah, like I was like, shit, like I'm about to take this right before I go. Like, no,
you need like months.
That's what
I'm
saying. That's what I'm saying. So I was, and I'm not gonna lie, y'all. I was shitting myself. Like, I'm like, I better not fucking get Jesus, like, because he would have.
Well, now knowing his fucking plans,
that's what I'm saying.
He probably had motives.
Exactly. So
which is so fucked up. Trick a girl into pregnancy.
I mean, he was like, I'm not really into birth control. Like, if it happens, it happens. And I'm like,
I'm not. Wait. Hold on. What? He said to you, I'm not that into birth control. He's not that into birth control.
Yeah, him as a man is not into birth control and all of that.
Why?
Okay. I'm gonna preface that he did say it's your choice, whatever you want to do with your body. But he's like, I'm not really all like if.
No. But I still have to know.
Right.
Why? Why is it not for him?
Because he wants a family.
Oh, because he wants the babies.
He wants the babies.
Okay, birth control is for women and for women only. No man should ever have a say. And if you have birth control, that is wild.
Trust me, I could go in with a lot of things, but I'm not gonna. I know.
I'm not trying to hate. I'm baffled. I am truly. I've never heard a man utter those words before.
Yeah, he wants a kid.
Do you know the birth control thing? It's just. It might be for you and your uterus, but it's just not for me. What?
There's just so many things. Like, here's the thing. I'm actually fucking grateful for this entire relationship, because I'm grateful to have the chance to be in love, because not a lot of people really get that opportunity. It doesn't come around like that, Like, I'm so grateful for the way that I felt and the good times that we had. And I honestly, like, I'm here saying whatever, but like, and I know this is a very unpopular decision, I will continue to love that man forever, because that's just who I am and that's how I love. It doesn't mean I want to be with you forever. It doesn't mean I want to have kids with you. You know what I mean? But I will still continue to care about him, and because that's just how I love. If I love you, I will love. Like, I just don't fall out of love. I will know my worth and not, want to continue this, but. Like, I care about him, and there is a bit of me that feels a little guilty right now, but this is for me, not for you, Morgan. But but I'm also just so grateful, because I felt like I learned so much about what it's like about myself and what it's like to be in a toxic relationship, that I feel like there's a purpose for this. And I don't know, maybe I'm just like feeling very spiritual, but I just feel like it's to help other people.
Yeah.
And
yourself.
And myself, 100%. Because I didn't even know what the fuck gaslighting was before, until people were like, yo, he's gaslighting you. And I like had to like Google it. I had to like look up YouTube tutorials and shit. And I was like, oh shit.
How to gaslight someone.
Yeah. Like how you're being gaslighted. And I was like, oh my God. Everything from the beginning was, I was blinded with that, because I was just like, I don't know. So it's helping me become a better person for myself and for other people. And I don't know. It's just like, I'm just so grateful for everything, for him cheating on me, for him putting up that picture, for him coming into my life, for him even loving me and treating me the way that he did. I'm fucking grateful.
Well, no, we've said what we've said. Obviously, there's a sour aura around the situation. But when you flip it on the other end, you really learn a lot about yourself, and you'll learn we've covered what you don't want. We've covered that you've learned what you do not want. But you're also going to learn, and you have already, but you'll continue to like process things and journal and whatever, and you'll really learn about yourself and how you can be a better lover, even though you were the best in this situation. But
I'm not perfect. So I could have been.
But you could have been a better lover to yourself in this situation too.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there is a very, very healthy balance of yourself and your partner, and you have to take care of yourself, because otherwise you'll put so much on your, trust me, you will put so much shit on your partner, and they are incapable of taking care of themselves and all of you. Right. And that's kind of what Morgan did to you too. Like that just comes from someone that is not really dealing with their stuff.
Right.
And they look for, and that's what love is, unfortunately. It's like the best drug, and it's almost like an instant cure for kind of, anxieties, whatever you may be feeling.
Yeah.
You just lean into that and you're like, oh, I feel better. And then you wake up and it's back because you're not dealing with it. You're putting it on
you're
someone
still
else.
Exactly.
And so now you're learning all of these things, like how you can go through your next relationship, being the best version of yourself. Yeah. So you do have a lot to thank for him too.
So much, because I feel like I definitely love myself so much more, where I'm like, damn. Like, and I said this in my episode last time. And even though I lost in between now and then, I've lost my confidence, but then gained it back up again. Where I'm like, honestly, damn, like I'm fucking dope. You know,
you are.
Like I'm like, So I'm just like, I'm very careful on who I want to share like my love to, in the future. So.
But that's kind of important too. I think that toxic relationships, they happen. I'm pretty sure everyone will probably experience one. Maybe some people get lucky and they don't. But I think it's very important, because you're going to learn, you're not going to be giving yourself away as much, and you're going to be a little bit more picky. And even if you were picky before, you're really going to be picky now. Right. And not picky with looks or whatever.
But just more careful.
You're going to be more careful and guarded. And that's important at the beginning, because men need to earn you. They need to earn your trust. They need to earn your respect. They need to earn your loyalty. And sometimes, especially when we fall, we're just like, here it is. Here's the platter. Right. Do you want something to drink with it too? Like, take whatever you want. And that's not conducive to a healthy long-term relationship. Because men are just going to be like, oh, well, I can just take things from
here
her.
we go. This is easy.
This is easy. And that's why he loved you for so many reasons. But that's why he was attracted to you.
It's the convenience. Because I'm someone like, I shoot my shot. I will like get you a gift. I will like just hand over my love to you. Like so like easily. You know what I mean? Like, and I just, and I'm just seeing like, with Morgan, it was just kind of like that final straw of just like, I cannot hurt anymore, and I want to like break this fucking like curse. And I'm so glad it like happened at the end of my 20s, because I don't want to bring this fucking nonsense to my 30s. I don't. No. And we almost 30, and I'm just not trying to have that kind of immature, childish, just dramatic and messy. Like, I just don't. Ooh, like, it's just not cute.
To him,
it's not.
It won't.
No.
Thanks to him, you're not gonna let it.
No.
You won't stand for that. That's what I learned from my toxic relationship. Yeah. There are. Remember the flags we talked about? Yeah. I'm very cautious about the flags now. And I mean, we're not perfect. So when you start to fall for someone, you do let some things slide, but you really guard yourself, and you become very particular. But just not
those really bright ass red, like.
No, those you walk away from.
Yeah.
But if you wouldn't have had Morgan, it might have happened with someone else in a few years. Maybe you don't date for a few years, then you meet someone, and then at that point, we got to think about our fucking drying up eggs and shit.
I know. I was like, well.
And then what if it happened then, Right. So if someone above really, truly was looking out for you, because they said, this is not the life.
I would have gone pregnant.
This is not, oh God, that is not the life. You are destined for look at this. You're destined for so much more.
I think so too. So it definitely is like, breakups happen for a fucking reason. I think that that's just kind of like what I want to just like emphasize to everyone that's listening and going through a breakup. Like, it fucking sucks. And I've allowed myself to just like cry. Like, I never shamed myself.
Good.
Because like I used to be that bitch that was like, yo, get the fuck up, put your thigh high boots on, let's go out there and thought, come on, let's do this. Yeah, exactly. But of course, and I used to say like, oh, it's just so hard, like doing a breakup and like going through a breakup in quarantine. But I'm like, actually, this is the best. In the moment, it feels like fucking hell.
But you're being forced to sit with yourself and fucking heal.
And if anything, it speeds up the process, because if you just constantly distract yourself with other going out, getting fucked up, like like just getting drunk and whatever, like it actually just it's
just prolonging your healing process.
Prolonging it. But now I haven't been drinking, I haven't been smoking, I've just literally been trapped in my apartment, having to just like face myself, and I'm having so many conversations with friends and with people, and just really just thinking about and dissecting and analyzing what this relationship was and what I want for myself and just who I am and my childhood trauma, what's left, you know what I mean? Like, you even really just like, it's like therapy.
No, it really is. I mean, I think, like you said, breakups happen for a reason. That's so true. But to a broader explanation, I think that everything happened. I'm such a firm believer that every single thing in our lives happens for a reason. And this happening through quarantine.
Yeah, because
happened for a reason.
Because I needed to heal, not even just from Morgan, but from like everything.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's bringing up past traumas. It's bringing up, whatever. We've had our baggage episode.
Yeah.
You would have gone into your next relationship had you not have had this like fast track time to heal with baggage. That's where baggage comes from. Is from not properly healing from a trauma or relationship in the past. And so you honestly, I know it sounds so comical to say, but you're one lucky bitch.
And fun fact, actually, I just signed up for therapy.
Yay!
So I'm going to start going to therapy. So I'm really excited.
I'm about to do that too.
You are?
Yes.
Look at us.
We talked a little bit before this, how I've just been like going through some stuff. And yesterday was like a real big low. And I was talking to Chris about it, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to do it this weekend. We're like going to look.
Have you been to therapy before? No, you haven't.
I've done it once before. It was in college. It was when I was in that, my mom made me go because it was when I was in that toxic relationship, and she like forced me. I didn't think I even needed it. I was delusional at the time. But the guy sucked. He was horrible. It was just one of the school, colleges offer like free counseling. And
you need someone who's kind of like you.
Well, you got to pay them, and then they'll do a good job.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
And then they'll do a good, But really, it was a guy too, and I didn't know, like, I was uncomfortable talking about a relationship. So but yesterday was the day I was like, all right, I'm going to do it. So.
Oh my God, look at us.
We can text each other through our journey.
I know. I'm so excited because I met this woman about a year ago, and she is like Filipino American, like just like me. Her parents are immigrants, and I was gonna have her, and she's a therapist, and I was gonna have her on the show.
Oh my God.
And so when I was like going through all of this shit, like I text her saying like, I need to have you on the show, and we FaceTimed, and we talked about how she could be on the show and stuff like that, and we just came down to like the fact that it's probably best that I actually just do therapy.
Yeah, she's like, let's do the show without the show.
Yeah, she's like, I'm not against going like, on the show. Again, obviously just I have to whatever. But like she's like, but it's she pretty much was like, well, what's like best for you? She's like, I think, it's dope that like you're obviously like telling everyone your process and your story and all that stuff. She's like, but you need time for yourself.
Yeah.
You need to like unload, and I don't know if there's gonna be everything that you're gonna feel comfortable about talking about on here.
Even now, if we're trying to censor, you're trying to censor yourself as much as you can, where you're not wanting to like bash him or go into it, but like there's details that you do need to work through.
Exactly, that I could never just put out on air.
Well, because they're for you. They're not, you know, it's like I said, and I'll stand by it. It's a beautiful thing that you've been so vulnerable during this time, because it's already, but going to continue to help so many women and men, I'm sure. But it's important that you actually like do it for yourself.
Yeah.
too.
And that's what she said too. She's like, whatever you want to do. And my gut feeling was like, no, I actually just need therapy.
Yeah.
I was like, I know it's a little expensive, but like, fuck it. Like, I'll do it. Like, this is worth the investment,
It
you
is.
know?
It's an investment in yourself.
Exactly.
And your future and your happiness.
Exactly. And I want that more than ever now. And if anything, maybe I just wasn't ready before, but now I'm ready. I'm like, I'm just tired of this shit, man. Like, I know it makes great content and people relate, and but it hurts. Like, it hurts,
You're
you know?
human. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm super excited. I'm going to see her soon, but
Amazing.
I know. And I just feel like, if anything, it might even just be even better for the show if I have like this, you know, healthier state of mind, like, you know what I mean? And there's still going to continuously be things that I'm going to have to go through and talk about, but I don't want to, like, I want to show, my purpose is to show growth. I don't want to show people just staying at the same place and not do, you know what I mean? Like, we should, like, I already have all those messy fucking content. We've been there, done that, y'all.
Let's
like,
clean up the content.
Let's actually like show some fucking meaning, and it will still be funny. It will still be great, and like, now I'm coming to terms with that, because when I was with him, I was like, I don't know. Like, it was just, I just was so like, didn't know what the fuck to do, because I had to filter myself, you know?
But here's the thing too. You have to remember, just like your episodes in the past that you may call messy or whatever, or even like, you know, the breakup episode, whatever you're going through, those hit such a wide audience for a reason, because everyone goes through it. Every single person goes through it. So you reach out for people who are also going through it or might have answers. Now there are going to be people coming to you who want to go through the process of starting therapy, who might, like us, I mean, especially coming from me, I've just been scared. I had that one instance, and it was like a horrible experience. And I was like, I don't ever want to do this again. Like, it's terrifying. Right. You don't know the person. It's expensive. There are so many factors that push therapy down on your like priority list. But there's going to be people who really need therapy, and they need someone to help guide them through it, because it's fucking scary. So I think you should look at it too as you're growing with your audience. And
exactly. Y'all have seen me through some shit. It's great. But fun. Yeah, but I don't know. I feel good now. I feel like I'm definitely, you know, still in the process of healing. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, there are moments where I'm like, I do miss him. I hope he's okay. But at the same time, I'm like, there's nothing in me to want to like try to salvage anything, because I'm like, I can't go back now. But like, I just see such a bright future for myself, that if he is not able to put in the work, and you know what, he it's like, I can't force him to be the person that he's not.
Right.
If he's just not this person that I feel like I want, then I just have to let him go. Mm-hmm. You know, like, I feel like we get in our head about like this imagine, like, okay, he is this person, he's so right for us in all these different ways, and create this fucking storyline in our head that they're perfect, you know, but they're not that person.
Well, now you're removed from it, and now you're able to like see it from the outside and realize, you know, without the goggles. We talked about the love goggles before, and now you can really see it for what it is, and what it brought to you, what it's bringing to you, what it's not, what it's lacking, and you can make an informed decision. From there.
Well, we'll see what happens.
I honestly, you're doing so amazing. I'm like blown away at just like a month and a half, because I'm
shocked too.
I'm blown away. But just even more time as time goes on, and not to say that you're always going to love him. You're always going to have care for him. But the more time goes on, the more you'll realize things, the more you'll part yourself from those like strong feelings. And you're already doing so amazing.
Yeah, I'm so just like amazing. So over it. I like want this just to be like, that's why I needed to do this as like a closing chapter.
Yeah.
Because it kind of was like still a little bit of a lingering story a little bit, you know?
Well, yeah, it's never going to be.
It's never just a cut off breakup,
Right.
you know, but it definitely like, now I'm just like, I mean, I'm still in the process of healing, but I'm so tired. I don't even want to talk about it anymore. I'm over it.
Close the book.
Yeah. I'm like, yo, let's move on. Who's next?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know.
Who's up to bat?
Who's up to bat?
She's single.
But yeah, so just, you know, just go with it. It's life. And I'm just, again, like, I'm so glad he cheated. I am so
too.
Yo, so glad.
It's funny to say, but like, it's
I'm
true.
so thankful. I'm like, thank God, because we kept breaking up. So now it's like, yeah, you fucked up. Great. You did a really good fucked up thing.
Mm-hmm.
That is like the perfect reason for me to just
That's
move
what
on.
I mean. I feel like you, because I needed it too.
Yeah.
I needed something really drastic and bad to
It's
happen.
fucked up. Why do we wait till something drastic?
Because we're fucked. We're fucked. Love fucks
Like,
you
why
up.
can't we just stop it where like it start? I don't know. It just
Love just fucks you up, and you need something like to hit you across the face to wipe the goggles off.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh.
like, bitch, wake the fuck
Yeah,
up.
wake up.
But yeah,
But you're awake. You're awake. You woke up. Good morning. Here you are.
we're
in
alive.
reality.
We're breathing. In the moment, you're just like, holy shit, when is this feeling gonna end? But now it just feels so good just to be like, okay, there's still hurt there, but you know what? Like, it's like I'm using that hurt as like motivation.
Yeah.
You know, as like motivation to like do better for myself and to treat myself with so much kindness and love, you know, that it's just, yeah, like I'm ready.
Well, and I want to make this clear too. There may come a day when you have a sad day.
Yeah.
I know right now because you're feeling so good, you're like, no. But like,
Yeah.
maybe there won't, but most likely there will. And that is so okay too, because that's still just, things are going to come up. It's like, you
Yeah,
know,
like when I find out like she's pregnant or something.
yeah, like that's still going to hurt. And
Yeah,
that's
it will.
okay that hurts.
Yeah,
That's okay
yeah.
because you were invested in something. You had different plans than I guess he did. And that's okay. So like, I just want to make sure that I remind you, like, don't beat yourself up or like run away from pain. If it ever starts to come back up, feel it, because it's like coming up for a reason. And unless you address it, then it's just going to go right back down. And then someday it's going to come back up again.
Exactly. I just can't wait till it's just all over.
It'll be over. I mean, it's pretty much over.
It is over. I'm just like, I'm so tired of talking about him. Let's end this shit. I'm
All
done. Yo, let's move
right.
the fuck on.
Moving on.
Let's move the fuck on. Let's get the fuck
Moving
over
on.
it. Closing this chapter. We're done. Thank you, Morgan, for everything. I love myself more than anything else, and I'm just ready to just like fucking achieve the best and the highest stuff that, you know, just everything. I'm just ready for like something healthy.
I am ready for that for you too.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
Yeah.
I'll be right here with you.
Thank you. Thank
you.
you again for coming on the pod
you
and for
kidding?
just like being my support system.
Always.
You're just so sweet. I love it.
I'm honored when you message me. I'm
You're
like,
yes.
when, where, I'll be there.
Like, let's cry. I remember you used to always tell me, like, I'm down to do a crying
I was
episode.
literally pushing for a crying episode. I was like, we can just write out topics
Yeah,
that will make us cry, and we'll just cry
Let's
the whole
just
time.
cry. You're like, I can't wait to do a crying one with you. And we did that.
I am such a crier.
Me
so
too. It feels so good.
It's therapy.
Yeah.
it's
You're a
so-
cancer too, right?
Yeah.
My God. There's so many cancers on this show.
That's really, who else is
Jess is a cancer. That's it. I guess you and Jess. That's it.
just us three? So many.
I'm not a cancer.
Oh yeah, that's right. You're not.
I know. It seems like I'm a cancer. People are like, are you a cancer, a Pisces? Nah, bitch. I'm an
Do
Aquarius.
you have it in your chart?
Aquarius? I'm Aquarius, Aries, Aries.
So you have no water.
No.
Not even a Pisces.
No.
What?
Why am I emotional? I think it's not even my sign. It's just trauma.
It's just, it's just
At this
life.
point, it's not astrology.
It's just life.
It's just hard. But I think it probably maybe my Aries, because I think that's where my feistiness could come.
Yeah, they're definitely very passionate. So
Yeah.
maybe
That's
you
where, like,
bring like the crying and the emotions. You just feel.
Yeah,
things
we'll just blame it on the
passionately.
Aries, like,
Yeah.
because there's like double Aries, like double fire.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. Okay. Do you want any last words or anything? He ain't shit. Just kidding.
He ain't shit, truly. But you are shit.
I am the shit.
You are the shit, and I just want to just remember that, like, this is a process, and it's so great that you feel so amazing so soon.
Yeah.
But shit, I'm guarantee you is going to continue to come up, whether it's like circumstantial or maybe one day you just are hormonal, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
Things will arise that might hit you hard, and like just let yourself feel it.
100%.
Let it.
That's like that is literally the key to a breakup. It's just being like, give yourself that minute. Like I'd be working like, you know, on my laptop, whatever, and then I'd be like crying as I'm like answering emails, and I just take a moment. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go lay on the floor, and I'll lay on the floor and just fucking stare at the ceiling and just cry and cry
Therapy.
and cry. I'm like, it's fine, you got this.
You're letting it out
Yeah.
when you release. Like that's why I said that. I remember saying it multiple times in the first breakup episode. I was like, cry, feel what you feel, journal it, write it down, feel it, feel it, feel it, feel it, feel the anger, feel the pain, feel the sadness.
Right.
Because if you don't, you'll suppress it and it'll come up at an inconvenient time, and nobody wants that.
Exactly. Yeah,
So
trust me. We don't want no baggage.
And I'm here through it all.
Thank you.
Love you.
Love you. I'm always just like kiki
know.
with Rachel. Like she just like has like this. You have like such a kind heart. So
Aw,
it's like
I
Rachel.
love you.
But anyways, plug yourself, beach.
Okay, my Instagram is Rach I don't know.
What?
I changed it. Remember last time I told you I changed it?
A Rach and a W.
It's
I think
WS,
CH, right?
No, it's WSBRCH. I just took the vowels out of my last name.
Oh, okay. That's so confusing.
I just wanted it for like
Right.
work. I didn't want my full name on there.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
So Rach WSBRCH.
Cute. And then follow me, Stefanie Maegan, or go to brokotherapy.com. All that shit is fucking there. Okay, bye.
Bye.
We are done with this chapter. We're moving on. Let's find a next babe. Let's do this.
On to the next bag.
On to the next. Okay, bye. Growth therapy.